Welcome back to Market Day Report. We are 10 minutes to the top of the hour. Back to Chicago. Live on the floor at the CME Group, our good friend Todd Horwitz. Bubba Trading. It's BubbaTrading.com. Todd, you said during the break, Mark, I'd like to really make a comment about soybeans before we get to livestock and what's going on there price-wise.
Right. I think one thing you just have to watch is the price action. We've had very volatile price actions, which from a technical standpoint indicates the market's going to make a reversal here soon. That's why I think that we're going to see lower prices. Just watch the price action. We get real wide and whippy markets. That usually indicates a change is coming.
You mean to high to low on a day-to-day basis?
That's correct.
All right, good. Livestock futures trade starting out stronger yesterday to start the week here. Take a look at live cattle futures and still higher today, but are we running out of steam there already?
I think you're probably running out a little bit of steam. Now, again, I like this space a lot in the future, but we've had a very big move. You know, if you just realize we were just at 113.90 in live cattle, and now the last we're at 122 here again. Yeah. So we just had a nice move. Now, again, it's a great move. We looked for it. We were planning for it. But now you get up here, and again, the action that we're seeing would indicate most likely a little bit of a pullback. And for the health of the market, I would like to see a little bit of a pullback. You know, we could go higher, but I think you're going to run out of gas here, and I think you will see somewhat of a pullback. But again, we're looking for opportunities to get back in, and for the farmers and producers, you're going to get better prices. So just make sure you have that downside protected. You could lock in right now at 120 and make sure you're protected at that level.
Now, what about those who say, well, yeah, okay, but we're at 123 right, on those June futures, and we have a cash trade last week at 128, some up to 130. You have to close that gap eventually.
Well, but they could close it by banging down the cash again, too. You know, let's not forget that 2 weeks ago, there was blood rolling in the streets and the cash was getting hammered because everybody was dumping. So, again, you want to be very careful with trying to play that. Right now, the markets are discovering price, and they're discovering price at usually a fair value, and this will subside as well as it always does.
All right, looking at feeder cattle futures here on the day. Feeder cattle following or leading the way here for the cattle complex in your view?
I think feeders are probably a little bit of the leader, and I think that they've done a nice job. I mean, we came off of 139 and got, into the 150s again. Yeah. I mean, again, that's a great move, but we have to remember that great moves are not sustainable over extended periods of time without some sort of a pullback, and that's what you want. Really, for the health, you want to see a little bit of a pullback. That will bring in new buyers and make the base that much stronger, so we don't have to worry about them going back to 139. That would be my concern.
All right, then that leaves us looking at the pork complex here. A little lower start to the day yesterday. Hog futures back on the upside here today, and June back touching, well, in fact, over 81 at one time here today. Talk about the pork complex and the space there, as you call it.
You know, it's been very challenging, I got to be honest. It's been really a tough market because it keeps trying to break one way, and then it consolidates, and it goes the other way. Right now, we're really just 80 to 84 until we can, break one side or the other. I kind of like this space, but I'm having some concerns as we look into that backwardation going forward. That is always a problem, and as we run through with cattle being at lower prices, that could also create some pressure on the hog market, because for all this time, the hogs were benefiting from when cattle was way too high. So I think that might reverse a little bit. I'm still positive, but if it can't hold over 80, I got to have a change of heart and look for 76.
You're going to have some comments on your website after the crop report here in an hour, Todd?
Yeah, I'm probably right not after, but yeah, I will get it out, and I will send out my report to all the people that are involved. Yes, I try to keep everybody alert.
Folks want to check that out, they can go to BubbaTrading.com and get your thoughts after that report. Is that correct?
Absolutely.
Very good. Todd, thanks as always. Good to visit with you.
Mark, thank you.
Todd Horwitz, live from the floor at the CME Group. Let's go to the futures real quick. Those of you tuning